Warframe is the best free-to-play game, and it's not even close. Alright, I hope I got your attention. Warframe is a sci-fi shooter that has open world elements, many different gameplay choices, and a lot of different ways to play this game. And before any of you guys say, oh, is this just an ad for Warframe? No, it is not. I wish. Honestly, I really do. But this game has taken over my life in many different ways, many different times of my life, and from playing a bunch of other games, I can't say there's a better free-to-play game out there. And again, it's not even close. From things such as basic movement to the run and gun to melee combat to all the different varieties in gameplay, this game has so much to it that there's just nothing close out there, and it's free to play. You can just pick it up and play it today, tomorrow. Now, granted, this game does have flaws. Like, I would personally say the opening to this game is not good, but it's not bad. And anyway, like, you have to kind of just know, like, oh, I have to, like, look on the map and you see this giant glowing beeping thing at you, and I'm supposed to do that as opposed to doing like the individual quests. And again, another downer point is the story to this game. There is a deeper lore to it. If you care to like read up on it and all that stuff, 90% of it is just family issues. So, you know, it's kind of relatable in that fact, but other than that, that's kind of just the lore. You can kind of just bring it down to family issues. But even in those like side stories, there are good parts about it. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but there is no script for this video. I just was playing Warframe in one day and I was like, I need to make this opinion that I have known. And there's very little games, like I said, there's very little games out there that can make you feel the same way Warframe does, because Warframe makes you feel like a god among men. Hey, just wanted to take a little brief pause and just say, hey, do you mind liking and subscribing? Because I'm trying to, you know, I want to make a living on YouTube and I want to get there, so please help me out. Thank you. Goodbye. Enjoy this video. And a lot of the different styles of gameplay are really fun, and you can kind of just use anything. There's a bunch of mission varieties. Like, no two missions kind of feel the same unless they, you know, force you to do exterminate and capture mission, which those times can be kind of annoying. But other than that, like, there's a good amount of mechanics, like the Assassin's Creed Assassinate, like you just saw. The extraction animation is kind of cool. You can customize your ship, you can customize your Warframe. There's very few missions that piss me off, except for a select few. Going into variety, there's so many frames. Currently, we have 59 playable Warframes in this game, with a 60th coming, and that's not including primes. There are over hundreds of weapons, all with multiple different playstyles, that have their own prime version, as you can see here. All of them are unique in some way or another, even if it's like, oh, this one has more crit or this one has more status. That dictates how you change your builds. On the topic of builds, there's so many different builds like the one you're seeing on screen. This build is dedicated to spreading different types of statuses, whichever you want. Me personally, I select blast and gas for this because those are the two that I like playing with. Now, I wouldn't apply this to every weapon. Not every weapon can spread status the same way. While there are others that can and use for what we call primers that spread statuses, they don't do it the same way that Dark Dagger does. And that's what's so unique about all these different weapons. And on the topic of uniqueness, let's look over at the frames. The frame I'm playing right now is one of the newest ones. His name is Cyto9, and his ability set is all predicated on being able to see through walls, headshot people, and spreading the damage through multiple people. And it can all be done through walls. Now you might be saying, oh, that sounds incredibly strong, and it is, but there are so many other frames that have their strengths and a lot of weaknesses, but 9 times out of 10 they have more strengths than weaknesses, and some of the best frames have something so strong about them that there's no reason to use others, but in doing that you make the game boring for yourself when the game is all about going and farming more frames to get different playstyles. And I would argue the strength of this game is to want to go and seek out other playstyles. Like this one, the game expects you to kind of play like you drop down your abilities and you play like a far-sinking sniper, or just someone that shoots through walls to kill all of the opposition. When you're playing someone like Excalibur, he is someone who is used as a melee frame, so he wants to be in your face, just sword slashing every chance he can. And there's so much different varieties and playstyles, and some of the best frames are the most basic, like Rhino. Rhino is one of the best frames in this game, and he literally, it just makes himself an unkillable tank. He just says, hey, I'm gonna build myself a wall, that's it. And now you might be asking me, as the viewer, Eli, how do you farm said frames? First of all, why are you interrupting me? Well, there are multiple methods. There is the normal method of finding a boss in-game or doing a bounty and getting individual parts along with buying the blueprint from the market, or you can, if that frame has a prime version, which is just a better stat version of it, and it's also fashion better, let's be real here, they are obtained through relics. And here's one of the strengths that I say Warframe has. A lot of the stuff that you can farm, such as mods, some weapons, the relics themselves, and a lot of different weapon pieces and such, can be traded to other players, or just straight up bought with the platinum currency. Now, that platinum currency is something you can buy, but it's not the only way to obtain said platinum currency, that like premium currency. And here's where I think one of the beauties of Warframe comes in, because to get it for free, you have to communicate with your fellow players, and there's a trade chat designated for trading. And so you can either trade like a part for a part, or trade plat for whatever you want. And there's a lot of things you can farm for free and trade it for platinum. Yeah, it could be slow, but you can get a lot of the premium currency for free and get what you want for free. And one of my favorite things to do is, whenever I have a surplus of relics from prime farming a frame that I couldn't get, I sell those parts to my fellow players and they give me platinum in return. And that platinum can be used to buy frames straight up, to trade with another person to buy the prime version, buy prime different weapons, and a lot of it is community based. And this community isn't hateful. They're all like, okay, I'm not gonna say that they all are good, because let's be real, every community has its bad apples, but it's such a minority in Warframe that even if you just talk with people just to trade, it isn't bad. Like, you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. You can do missions solo, you can do missions as a group, you can do missions as a group without even saying anything. You can just play the game together. And there's very, very little people who are dickheads in this game. Like, in my like 6+ years of playing this game, I've run into maybe 3 people that would like throw a high level thing in content to because someone's not playing right or anything of that nature. And it's just so great. Like, there's so many times where I'm just like, oh, if I want to play a game with a great community, but I'm already playing one. Now for some of the bad things. You're time gated on a lot of stuff. Like every weapon and thing you see here, they all take time to build when you do get them. Warframes take 3 days total. The individual part, if you're building a prime frame, is 12 hours. Well, normal frames too, is 12 hours. So if you're building like a full Warframe from scratch, it's gonna take you 3.5 days. Which, yes, that is a lot. But this game is designed for a passive experience. It is designed to, yes, there are dailies. Okay, don't get me wrong. There are dailies and there are weeklies, right? But it's not demanding that you do it every single time. There's very few times where there's events that are like, miss out, like anniversaries or like summer day stuff, but all those last for 2 months. And another thing that's good is if you are looking to put down $5, $10, if you stay away from this game for a good bit, there's a high chance that coming back you'll get a coupon for platinum. On console, that is only for like the specific platinum purchases, which count for skins, by the way. So console is kind of fire, even though the plat is like full price. But on PC, it reduces the cost of each purchase because DE does their own like Steam wallet thing, and so they're able to lower the cost with the coupons. You just add funds to your wallet and then they buy the platinum through the game. And I think that's really amazing. And on top of everything I've said already, there are bad things, don't get me wrong, like the story is not fully engaging, yada yada yada. The developers are just so nice. Like, as people, as developers, yes, we give them shit. Like, a lot of people give them shit for like balancing or whatever. But no other game will give you a free prime frame for watching a dev stream. So they go live on Twitch pretty often, and if you tune in, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna give you rewards, even if it's just Forma, which lets you like do builds better, which again, godsend, or if it's just like more customizable stuff to put into your ship, which again, free cosmetics. Or if you want something like I don't know, the Game Awards, something that almost everyone does if you're a gamer, that is something that you already are gonna do. If you watch it through Warframe, you can get like a free prime. I got 3 primes when I was actively playing this game, just for turning on their stream and having it there. Or like when they're talking about a new frame that's coming out, like I tune in and I get something for free just by watching. And they truly care for this game. They truly care for their game. Like when one of the newest patches came out, it was called the 1999 mode, and it has its own little story or whatever. There was a bug that you were able to take the vehicle from that mode. It was only meant for that mode, but you were able to take that vehicle and use it in normal levels. Most developers would say, "Oh, there's something wrong. We might need to fix that." DE saw that and said, "Hey, what if we make it a feature?" And so you're able to use that motorcycle in any level you want, just for the fun of it. Just to be like, hey, I'm on a motorcycle, I'm zooming through, right? Like, sure, you're gonna collide into a bunch of stuff, but who fucking cares? You're on a motorcycle in a defense mission when you're not supposed to. And they only are gonna fix bugs around that initial bug. They turned a bug into a feature. Now, I hope I don't get dated. I hope they don't patch it. Like, I'm gonna be a little upset if when I upload this video they patch it. But they do things like that, where it's just like, hey, let's just have fun. And there's so much in this game that is just fun. The hardest part about this game is just the initial getting into it, because the intro is very lackluster. They added some things to help get the intro started for some players. It's not fully there though, but like getting my friends into this and having them start from nothing and helping them out and even trading them a few things. You can even go to a recruitment chat and just ask for guidance, and somebody would help. Somebody would be just like, hey, let me show you what you gotta do in the basics. And I doubt there would be any hostility there if they're truly trying to help. Which again, this community is just so great, and I just need to gush about this game because there's no other game that has so much weapon variety and ability variety that's all for free.